Welcome, welcome. This view is messing me up. Okay, I hope this is recording well. Um, Welcome to New Consultant Boot Camp. This is the first time that we are doing this. I'm gonna switch this view. I don't like it. Okay. New Consultant Boot Camp. This is session number 1. It's Tuesday night, and so we're having our first ever business boot camp. And so what I would like to do is because we don't have that many people on here, I'm gonna have to adapt it a little bit, so bear with me. Um, so Elizabeth, I know that you are new, so we don't need you to type in the chat how long you've been with us because you're still within your first 30 days. Is that right? You can come off mute and let me know if you're in your first 30 days.
I'm a little over 30
A
days.
little over 30. Okay, that's what I want to know. Um, well, I wanted to give a little quick rundown of what to expect from this. First of all, it's going to be 3 days. Okay, we're going to stick to 30 minutes each time. I'm going to be pretty strict with that. The first day, it's sort of a rundown and kind of like a get to know you, and share a little bit about Dash and versus the training website, also known as, which I hate calling it this, as Catherine knows, but also she refers to it as the Bible. What the differences are between those two. I want to give you a little bit of a hint of how you can party, like different ways to party. But then day 2, we're going to move into talking about our fast track rewards and sort of like a look at what's in it for you. How do you get paid? What are all of the product and cash rewards that are on the table for you right now, especially in your first 30 days, your first 90 days, and then beyond. Um, we'll also talk a little bit about the trips, the incentive trips, and a quick look at running your virtual parties. I think I'm going to be able to fit that in. If not, we'll move that to day 3. Day 3 is going to be how to get your parties. And the reason why I want to spend so much time on this and really focus in on that is because that's what we do. Like, that is the biggest part of what our business is. If you're not getting parties, you're not going to have a sustainable business. So expanding your circle, looking at how many asks it might take to accomplish your goals and what it looks like to do follow up for those. So, um, so that's kind of a quick look at what we're doing. For those of you who don't know me, if you're new, you may not. My name is Heather Gravely, and I am an advanced director. I live right outside Nashville, Tennessee, and I've been with the company for 4.5 years. I joined in September of 2018, right after, about 4 months after I had a really bad car accident. I was sofa ridden, and I went to a party with my upline Tina, and I won the host rewards for that. And I signed up for $4 because there was a special. So with the kit credit, I signed up for $4. Um, and I just started running parties from my couch. I was not getting a lot of bookings from my own friends and family. So I try to become really good at booking parties from parties and getting outside of my circle really quickly. I felt like that was really important to get out of my friends list and to friends of friends of friends more quickly. So that's what I like to focus on. I didn't start recruiting until about 6 months after I joined. And then I only did it then because they were having a really great promotion. I saw people posting in our group chat, like, hey, welcome this person to the team. And I was like, all right, maybe I should just ask. And as soon as I started asking, I started getting recruits. I asked people that very first month, like literally the last couple of days of March 2019, and I got 3 people joining my team. 2 months later, I was a director. And that's where things kind of took off. I've earned every incentive trip since then. The first year it was a level 1 trip to Disney. And since then, I've earned level 2 trips every year. I've earned excellence awards since my first year, my first full year being eligible for that. And what we'll get into a little bit more about that when we're talking about the what's in it for you. But and I've the one of the more important things I've built amazing friendships through this business. My friends are Pampered Chef people, and we formed a community. But also, I've built some solid paychecks. I meant to look up exactly how much my paycheck was last month, but it averages around $2,000 a month. I put the time in. I treat this like a job. I treat this like a full-time job, and that's when it pays me like a job. When I start slacking off, that's when I don't get that full-time level paycheck. So that was a little bit about me. And now what I'd like you to do, and Elizabeth, and Catherine, you can do this too, is I'd love for you to share. Actually, Catherine, you're driving, so I was gonna have you share in the chat what your why is. Why did you join? And Catherine, I might have you come off mute since you're driving, but Elizabeth, what is your why? Why did you sign up to sell Pampered Chef? And you can unmute and just share if you don't mind. Oh, she said to earn extra money. Okay, and that is a great reason. A lot of people start with Pampered Chef just to get some extra products in the kit to earn some extra money, just to pay down. They have some sort of goal in mind. And Catherine says, my why was to earn the great kit. My second time was for the extra money. Exactly. Now I want you to dig a little deeper. Okay, you both said for some extra money. Why? Like, if you earned extra money with Pampered Chef and you hit your financial goals, like, what were you trying to do with it? Was it to pay down debt? Was it to go on a vacation, or be able to take vacations? Was it to just have a little fun money? What was the next level of your why? Like, why did you want to earn some extra money? You can either come off mute or share in the chat. Elizabeth said, pay down debt and make friends to vacation with. Absolutely. Catherine says to contribute toward bills. Great. Okay. And what you can continue to do, and that why is going to change as you continue with the business. But what I'd love for you to do is go like one level deeper and say, okay, why do I want to pay down debt? And, why do I want to make friends to vacation with? What will that mean to my life? Like, what do I not have right now that Pampered Chef can give me? And you keep digging deeper and deeper. Like, so for example, one of mine would be to earn some extra income. Well, if I dug a little deeper, it was, yes, to pay down debt, but also to relieve some of that financial stress. Okay, and to go on vacations. Well, why? Well, because before Pampered Chef, we had never taken vacations together as a family. So that was we didn't have that. And so now, like, being able to go on trips together, it's meant more family time. Well, why? Well, because my kids are getting older and we don't have as much time. My oldest is about to go off to college. So as you start digging deeper, you see, okay, what does it mean? And as you go through this business, that's going to change, but it really, like, once you start digging deeper, write it down. Okay, write all those levels down. Once you have come up with like that really deep why, put it somewhere where you will see it. Put it where you're going to see it every day. When it gets hard, that's what you want to look at. And I also want you to share that why, that next level why, with your upline, with whoever recruited you. Because when it does get hard, I want your recruiter, I want you to reach out to your recruiter, have some accountability, because this business can get hard sometimes. You're not always going to hear yeses. That's just the way it is. I mean, I'm driving down the road, I pass probably 8 fast food restaurants. I say no to each one of them. Like, they all get a no from me. So it's not always going to be yeses all the time. And those are very, great marketing strategy companies. Elizabeth said, my why would be to have friends with shared interests. Love sharing things with family and friends. I want them to be able to cook like I can and have food parties. How fun is that? Like, that is enriching your life through this business. So as we move on, so definitely write that down and write down what it means to you. It should really like get you going when you're feeling down, because that's why we're here. That's what's going to get you. Okay, I just need to reach out to the next person. That could be my yes. Or I just need to finish closing out this party. Or, yeah, my sales aren't so great this month, but you know what? Tomorrow is a new day. So that's what's going to get us through. So there, I wanted to move into really quickly the 4 types of parties. Actually, there's more than 4 types of parties. Number 4, the types of parties. There are several ways to be a consultant. You can be a virtual consultant where you're doing all online parties all the time. And that's how I started. I really didn't go out to do any in-home parties because I wasn't even walking when I signed back up. I wasn't even walking yet. I waited till the very end of September thinking, okay, if I wait till the very end, maybe I'll be closer to walking. But I never wound up going. I did a couple in-home shows at some point. but that I was a 100% online consultant. If you're going to do that, you want to make sure you're booking some extra parties because as you can probably tell, people online can tend to be a little bit flighty. So you want to work, sometimes they'll just disappear, they'll ghost you. If you're going to somebody's house showing up there with like ingredients, they're not going to ghost you the same way. So you want to make sure that you build in some extra parties. And that will look different depending on how you want to run your business. You can have in-home parties. You can go out to people's homes, have them invite their friends over. And the benefit of that is you get more like face-to-face real interaction with people. The sales tend to be a bit higher in in-home parties versus online parties. And you're getting like a customer for life when you do that, because they're going to keep coming back to you because you have established this relationship versus the online world. We can know how that can be. Also, there are catalog parties or link parties. They're all sort of the same, where you're not posting necessarily about different products and things. You're not informing them as much. They're just going and shopping. So you can do that with handing out actual catalogs, or you can do that by providing them a link. There's also like things in between each one of those categories, like a scrolling party where you can just give them the link to send out to their friends, but you do have some information on a site and they can just scroll through at their convenience, but mainly they're just there to shop. So there's a little bit of each. Here's what I wanted to get to with all of that. Diversify yourself. Although I'm an online consultant and I do mainly virtual parties on Facebook, I like to do some other things too. I like to do a link party every now and then. I have a couple of cooking shows, in-home cooking shows coming up. You might want to do an express party, which is it can be on text, it can be on Facebook Messenger. There's a lot of different ways to do that. But if you do a little bit here and there of different things, you're only going to round out your business. So here I am all online all the time, but I'm going to try to work in like maybe 1 or 2 cooking parties a month because it's only going to add to my sales. I might do a shared rewards party, just my own shared rewards party, and that's going to add to my sales. So I might try to do like 1 or 2 different things each month that will only add sales to to my business. The next thing I'd like to talk about is like a little bit of a training moment. We want to talk about Dash versus the training website, or as Catherine calls it, the Bible. So I have both of them pulled up and I'm going to share my screen. I don't want people to get too confused about the differences between the two. Dash is Pampered Chef's training website, okay? It's going to be more of a general umbrella type of training. And it's great to find out, okay, well, who is Pampered Chef? What do we do? What is a virtual party? How do I set up my direct deposit and order payment accounts? Like those are things that you need to know when you first get started. And so I'm going to share my screen. You will be getting emails. Can you all see my screen? I hope so. You will be getting some emails about what to do and how to get started. And actually, one of those emails, I think, should bring you to this page. This is our new consultant page. If you follow the link in one of those first emails you get, it will most likely bring you here. So it says, welcome new consultant. And it gives you some first tasks to do. Okay, so it says first things first. Even before you get your kit, these are things you can do. Looky here, number 1, write down your why, okay? Write down your why. It's important to know why you're doing this business. Number 2, make an announcement on social media. You absolutely can, and I'll refer to something in the training website that kind of references that too. And this is a really great one. Sign up for the new consultant webinar, and this will tell you exactly where to find that, okay? And it gives you some really good information. And then it talks about Dash. And so see what it says in bold letters. It doesn't say complete all the training programs in Dash. Dash is meant to be little short nuggets of training. It's about 3 to 5 minutes at a time per training task is what they call it. And they are compiled into what's called a training program. So each one of these 2 training programs is made up of like a bunch of different little tasks underneath it. You don't want to do more than this. Okay, this is the maximum you want to do where it says welcome to Dash and ready, set, go. This is going to walk you through those very quick little first things that you should know about Pampered Chef and about your business, like as a general umbrella. Okay, so I'm going to take you over to Dash and just show you what it looks like. It probably looks something like this when you get here. It has your little dashboard and it gives you little like prizes or badges for different things. And what it'll show you your programs. I think it'll, yeah. So this is what you will see. It will have this welcome program, and see there's like lots of little tasks assigned within that program, and then the getting started. Okay, and those are literally at most the only two. If you get to a place where it says contact your recruiter, you can stop there. Okay, I don't think it's even at the end of this getting started. I feel like it's halfway or so. Then stop and talk to your recruiter, and make sure that you get on a phone call at that point. So now we're going to go over to the training website. All right, I'm going to move this. Okay, and this is what the training website, this is a Team Drive exclusive thing. This is what we use for our training. And so this is different from anybody else. I made this myself and everything in it. So if there are any bugs or any issues with it, just be patient, and let me know so that I can fix it. But look, it says start here in big letters. That's where you want to start. So this start here is very similar. I'm looking at time. Okay, good. Is very similar to the new consultant where we just were, this thing. It says first things first. Very similar to that. These are the first tasks that as a Team Drive member, as a new consultant with our team, I would like you to do. When you click on it, it brings you to here. It says welcome to the team. This Strong Start video is another great one. If you have time to watch it, it is really fantastic. And it's just a very strong video and tells you a lot of getting started kinds of things. Number two, notice how this matches what you saw in the last one, announcement on social media. This walks you through the process. It gives you some ideas of some things that you can actually use to post on your wall, and also messages to send out. If somebody says, oh, welcome, I love Pampered Chef, well, send them a message and talk to them, and it gives you some ideas about that. You're really trying to go get parties. Even if you're doing your own launch party, don't wait to start trying to get parties. Go ahead and do some of these things because, why wait? Number three, and again, this is in order for a reason. Number three, create a business page. This is if you are having a launch party. If you are having a launch party, this is not essential to do at first. If you are having a launch party, I'm sorry, if you are not having a launch party, this is more important than if you are having a launch party. If you're having a launch party and your recruiter is running it for you, then she's going to be doing all this, and this can take a back seat just for like a week or so. If you just finished the party and so you're not having a launch party, you just got through having one, then you want to make sure you go and set this up right away. Okay. And it gives you directions on how to do that. I did add this in. This is also taken care of in Dash, but I wanted to make sure you get on this as soon as you join. Set up your direct deposit and order payment account. It talks a little bit about that. And then there's Dash down there. And then this is another good thing to do. Again, not necessary right at the super beginning, but as you go through, you want to have a survey. And I showed you how to do a couple different ones on Google Forms. Okay, so that is the first steps. Let me get back here. Okay. And so each part, I'm calling this the roadmap because we're Team Drive. Get it? The roadmap. It's got a little road because we're Team Drive. Sorry. So this talks about how to book your first parties. Once you get your first parties, how to set up your first parties, and we'll go into a little bit more details about that later on on another day. This is how to run your first parties, a day-by-day look at how to run your first parties, how to close your first parties, and look, how to book more parties from your first parties. And there's a little avatar thingy of me in a Pampered Chef shirt. Okay. And look, I added like a little finish line thing. I don't know, Catherine, if you picked up on that or not. What I wanted to show you also is that, and this will look slightly different on a phone, but it is meant to work on a phone, a tablet, or on your laptop, desktop. So it may have a little drop-down box here if you're looking at it on a phone, like 3 lines instead of it being like this. But each one of these has more stuff. for you to use and look at. If you're in need of something, say this is more training resources. Business Bootcamp is a training we do. We used to do it every week. Now we do it basically once a month. And that's a link to watch those. Teach Me Webinars is a great resource. Other training resources has some really great videos if you're struggling with running virtual parties, if you need help with that, if you need help with getting bookings, if you need help with recruiting, your mindset or habits, and other quick little how-tos like text replacement, how to set up text replacement. I may have Catherine do a video at some point on how to use boards, and we'll put it in there, but those are just some extra little helpful resources. We do have Google photo albums right on here, some thank you images, engagement, cover photos. Those are the long ones that go at the top of your Facebook group, and just some other ones in here. And it gives you even some instructions on how to paste those, how to use those. Some other useful stuff. So I just wanted you to know that these are here. Here are some recommended apps that you might want to look into, and some of those might be where you have to pay for them, but it just lists them there. This is important. This is Facebook groups that I'd like you to join. If you click on each one of them and put in a request to join, make sure you're a part of Team Drive and add us All Stars. We're actually not using Team Trailblazers right now. That is my upline's her team page. So we're not really doing that many. It was too many groups. And then here's some other really good groups to join. The consulting group is for all consultants. This is a good one, a training page that just has some extra information. I kind of like the way that we have our training structured on the website instead, but just if you need some additional training, sometimes hearing it from somebody else in a different way is helpful. PC virtual party group, fun and games. Those are just ideas. These are idea shares. Okay. Let me see. I should put this in a tip. Don't get sucked in to these other groups, especially the virtual party group and well, really all those there. Don't get sucked in, okay? There can be some negativity from people. Don't get sucked into the negativity, especially, but it can also be a time sucker too. So I just wanted to give that warning to you. And last but not least, your director team. If you heard a training that you loved, or somebody was on one of the team meetings, and look, there's Catherine. And notice I updated that. I don't know if she saw that. If you heard a training that you loved, but you're like, oh, who was that leading the training? I think her name was Christine, and there's Christine, and you could actually click here, see how it's a link. It'll actually take you straight. Let's see if it works. It should take you straight to an inbox. No, it didn't do it. But it should take you straight to the inbox to message her directly. So that's what it should do. So I just wanted to point that out. I think that's all I had to say about that. Okay. The last thing that and I'm going to stop sharing at this point, maybe. Okay. Any questions before I move on real fast? Okay. And if you do, you can type it in the chat. I have it open now that I'm not screen sharing anymore. Let's see, the last thing that I wanted to talk about, maybe if I can remember it, is have a little mindset moment, okay? And this is just we need to work on getting your mind strengthened as well as your business, because when your mind is stronger, you are going to be much more likely to have success in this business. And if that doesn't make sense. So first and foremost, I wanted to go over like what we are as your recruiter, as your upline, as your director, what role we play. We play the role of coach, okay? Here we are, we're here to help you. We are here to guide you. We're here to show you how. Just like if you were going to a gym and you had an appointment with a personal trainer, they're like your coach, okay? They're going to show you how to use the machines. They're going to show you the different exercises that will accomplish the results that you want. They're going to, if you're doing like a squat and you're doing it wrong and it's going to damage you, they're going to say, whoa, 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 wait a second. Let's look at this again. This is how you can do it, and it be more effective, and it create longer lasting results, and it won't injure you. Okay. These we can help correct you if we feel like oh, you have a party that isn't doing well, or I'm not getting any bookings. We can help hone your skills so that you can be as successful as possible in this business. What we're not is we're not the player. This is your business, and this is your business. We are here to help you and guide you and coach you, but we can't do it for you. It does take some work, and what we are going to talk about goals in the next session. But it does take some work to accomplish the goals that you set out for yourself. Just like if you were going to lose weight or going to get stronger and healthier, and you show up at the gym once and you have a meeting with a personal trainer once, that's not going to accomplish the goals that you want for yourself. If you show up to the gym, let's say you keep showing up, but you don't really put the work in, you're still not going to accomplish the goals that you want. If you show up and you put the work in, that's when you see the results. And that's what you're going to see here. If you put the work in, whatever that looks like for you and for your business, if you put the work in and you show up and you do this thing, it will pay off for you like a business. It really will. And so we're here, we're going to match your efforts. We're here to help you. And we're here to show you, to give you our own experience and the wisdom that we've gathered through doing this business, what works and what doesn't work, maybe like what ideas we have that, to do something a little bit different. But again, at the end of the day, this is your journey. This is your business. We're just here to help. But we are here to help. So you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. And so with that in mind, I want to, encourage you to dream big. Okay. Because really the sky is the limit. Catherine, when she came back around, she did this once before. And since COVID got in the way and some definite, like, huge things in her life got in the way. And she came back, and I don't know if she really expected it to take off the way it did, but she came back with the thought that, okay, I'm just going to do what you tell me to do. And she has put in the work. She's been open-minded, even when she didn't agree with something that I said that maybe she should think about doing. She's like, all right, I don't know about this, but I'm just going to do it anyway because you told me to. She literally said that to me. And her business is so strong. And it's growing. She's in growth mode. And it's paying off. And she's seeing the rewards. She just got boxes full of stuff showing up at her door with all of her director samples in there. So, and her paycheck, I didn't even look at your paycheck. It must have grown a lot between even April and May. I bet it grew a lot. I don't know if you're where you can unmute, but maybe we'll share that in maybe the next time. Did it grow a lot?
It did. It did. I'm not gonna say, I don't remember what it was, but it did.
I might have you share that. I might have you share that on the next call because we're going to be talking about that a little bit. So
yeah, I'll do that.
But that's really all I have for you for this first session. Again, really try to make every session. I know, Elizabeth, I applaud you for being on here. I hope that it was beneficial. And like I said, I felt like I wanted to break this up into 3 sessions so I don't overload you with a ton of information all at once. Give you one bite, let you soak that in, see if you have any questions to come back to. Oh, yay. Okay. If you have any questions, make sure you write them down. Write down notes, take notes. And tomorrow we're going to be really starting to dig into what is in it for you and some other good things. So any questions before we go? Okay. All right. Well, thank you for being part of my guinea pig initiation group of the new consultant boot camp, not business boot camp, new consultant boot camp. And I hope that I will see you here live tomorrow night. Okay.
I do have a quick question.
Yes.
Where will we be able to find the recordings? Because I forgot my notebook and I wanted to follow some of those that you showed at the beginning.
Yes,
of how to get through there.
Absolutely. I will post the recording. I might just send it to you. I might post it. I'll have to decide about that. I will either post it in the team page. Are you on the Team Drive group? Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I think you are. I'll most likely post it there. So
okay.
Okay, well, is that it? All right, great. All right. Sorry, I have someone going in. All right, if that's everything, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.